And welcome back to Crypto Hulk. I'm going to start in with a disclaimer. My name's Crypto Hulk. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm a criminal. I steal people's money. All the advice on my show is the worst possible advice you could find on any platform. So don't watch the show for financial advice. Just watch it for entertainment purposes only. Okay, there you go. Um, Charles Sal is here. Mister. I sent you a message on Twitter. Okay. I barely use Twitter and Facebook now and Instagram just because I just have tremendous success with the YouTube and then TikTok. So it's working real good. The TikTok membership just grows like crazy. I couldn't get anybody on the Facebook or Instagram or none of that other shit, Twitter, to really. But then the TikTok just boom took off like fucking crazy. Let's see. Matthew Munoz is here. Crypto She-Hulk. Hit the like button. Oh yes. Now let's go right into this. I'm gonna try not to make it last more than 30 minutes. And I've kind of done this before, talked about this before. Salarina. Hopefully, this isn't a sore subject. Oh God, it's going to be a sore subject. But whatever happened to the Crypto Hulk website? I was pumped for Conspiracy Fridays. The person that was, I got to be careful with all this. It just didn't work out. Let's put it like that. I was leave it at that. I really wanted it to, but it just, yeah, it wasn't. Things weren't happening correctly. Technical issues. Where is that one? Oh, here it is. I think there it is. That one. Okay. Yes. Here we go. Oh God, that's a long. Sure is a long link. I don't know if that fucker's gonna fit. I had a wife like that. Just didn't work out. 200. Hold on a second. Trying to make this work. Oh, it's 200. See if that link pops up. Oh, Ed Doxy. Love your info, Hulk. Thanks, Ed, for that. I try to give you guys the best information. If I'm not excited about a show, I just can't make it. It's like, I gotta have to read this shit and teach it. And it has to be. Does that link look good? Yes, the link works. Okay. So, Ripple's Advanced Oracle patent. Okay, this is fucking huge. It's a couple years old almost, year and a half. But I want you to see, I've got my reasons for reading off a story from October of 2020, not just because I'm trying to fill my show up. All right? There's always gold nuggets all along the way. First paragraph. Ripple Labs was on the verge of a milestone development of the crypto space of late. The leading blockchain based technology company has recently been awarded US patent for state of the art smart contract which could use Oracle for connecting a distributed portal to various real world data. That word Oracle, I'm going to show you a report from like 2010, 12 years ago. I'm going to burn through that, not in an hour, but in 20 minutes or 10 minutes or something like that. I'm going to go real quick through it, but just show you the high points. I've done this show already. You can go back. It's about Codius, okay? I don't want to get into all of it right now, but they're talking about it could use an oracle. Oh, it's going to use oracles and smart oracles. The author of this article has no idea what we know. Okay. Now, if you're a veteran on my channel, you know all about Codius. It's about smart oracles. um, Ripple is very quiet about things. Okay, I'm not. I got a big fucking mouth and I'm proud of it. But Ripple's very quiet about things, and they won't say what they're doing or what the what they're going to work on like 5 or 10 years down the road. But the smart oracle shit, it's already done. Smart contracts were already done like 2010. I'm just letting you know. I got the report to prove it. Okay, the shit was already done. What Ripple does is only bring stuff out at certain points. In 2010, Ripple figured all this shit out with smart contracts, oracles, smart oracles. Oh yeah, the rest of the world don't know. Very few people know. Okay, if you're on my channel, you know. These other channels, they don't talk about this shit. Okay, because like doing a deep dive like this is a channel killer right now. What I'm doing is a channel killer because it's not all 10 to 15 minutes long, and I'm not doing all the adrenaline junkie. I'm trying to teach you real shit. So let me move on. Stefan Thomas made this. Okay, so that's the fucking genius. He might even be one of the Satoshis or something. All right, this Stefan Thomas guy, don't let him fool you. He was right there with Vitalik Buterin was in. This guy's been around there for a long time. Okay. Interestingly, Ripple has been working on the patent for more than a couple years now. That's bullshit. Like I said, they finished this shit in 2010. I'm going to prove it to you later. As per the sources, the patent was initially filed back in 2018. Now we're starting to get closer. We're still off by 8 years. If implemented, the patented design will facilitate a number of beneficial real-world use cases. For example, one use case would be for using smart contracts to settle option contracts. You ever heard of like options, like in the stock market stuff? That's what smart contracts will do. Ripple will be king of this. Ripple will be the king of settling options contracts. I'm just letting you know in advance, okay? Next paragraph. Here we go. You know, Saudi Arabia, let me tell you about this. The patented design would also have an application in the oil industry. Oh, really? Tell us, Crypto Hulk. For example, it can serve to feed information on the density of one particular oil shipment, which can eventually help smart contracts decide on whether or not to conduct a trade. Smart contracts have mostly been a staple with Ethereum, but of late, many other blockchains are adding similar capabilities. We're going to skip the rest of that. The next paragraph, I have all of it underlined because it's important. Smart contracts hold the potential to revolutionize traditional industries. This is massive right here. Here's where, when this real world use case comes in, you guys, holy shit, we're fucking rich, okay? People are like, well, it only costs 34 cents now or 40 cents for an XRP, because they don't fucking understand what you guys do. And they don't have somebody teaching them them like me. But unfortunately, they do not smart contracts unfortunately haven't been able to experience mass adoption yet. Okay, he says here, I'm going to repeat the first sentence. Smart contracts hold the potential to revolutionize traditional industries. Oh my God. That means they're going to run on smart contracts, which is going to drive that fucking price through the roof, okay? But they're only 40 cents. What do you know? We've been sitting around for years trying to be rich because you don't understand what's going on, dumbass, okay? I'm going with what this is saying right here. This ain't no hype. One of the chief reasons is that they need real world information to contribute to the real world case. Okay, here's how it works. I'm going to break down this article because you can read it, but I'm not going to be reading these words. Okay, a smart contract is the brains for a crypto. I'm going to break this down really loosely. I'm not a tech guy. There's probably going to be some errors, which I don't give a fuck. Okay, but basically, I'm trying to teach you just the basic point. You have a crypto, you have a blockchain where stuff's recorded. So the crypto is like the soldier. The smart contract is like the sergeant. The smart contract tells the soldier what's going on and tells it what to do. Okay, that's the smart contract. The oracle gives information to the smart contract what to do. So that's a higher up. That's probably like a first sergeant. Okay. But here's what this article doesn't say is that there's a smart contract. I'm sorry, a smart oracle. That's like God. Okay. So God tells the oracle what to do. It tells it what the outside conditions are and all this stuff. And then the oracle funnels that to the smart contract. The smart contracts, the sergeant says, yep, I'll get right to it. Okay. That's pretty much how it goes. Now, in this article, they talk about, in other words, blockchain is unable to access real world data. The crypto right now, if it doesn't have a smart contract, but even if it does have a smart contract, it's got to get outside information to do what it's got to do. That's where we're having all these problems. But we don't, because I'm telling you, Ripple already has oracles and smart oracles that can do all this shit, but I'm telling you the truth right now. It's already there, but Ripple can't tell you because they're under some kind of whatever. So, oracles are middleware solutions that source data from the external world and feed them into blockchain. So that's why I said technically they're right. Well, they're right here, but it's the smart oracle that tells the oracle that tells the smart contract. Okay. They're right here when they say um, oracles are middleware solutions that source data or that take data from outside and put it in through the oracle to the smart contract to tells the crypto what to do. So they say that Tron has a good blockchain or an oracle. Hey, that's great. They have a good oracle, but guess what? Ripple's got the smart one. Tron don't, so they can go suck it. And Ripple's had this for 12 years. Just saying. But a decentralized oracle like Bridge Oracle, that's sources data from multiple sources, which always provides plenty of scope and it injects it into the smart contract. They talk about Bridge Oracle allows to add varied kinds of proof. They're missing the one of the biggest things here is the smart oracle. Let me take some questions and then we're going to go on to, well, what the hell is a smart oracle? Oh, trust and believe we're going over that. Absolutely. Hold on a second. Stephen Morris. Thank you very much, Stephen, for that. Appreciate it. No, I probably get about 5 people a day join the channel or something. 5 to 10, just depends on the day. And sometimes it goes like a week. It's hard to say. I mean, well, we got 158 people in here now, right? So obviously it's not as big as you think. Crypto She-Hulk, 5 months, free member milestone chat. Okay, let's go to the meat and the potatoes with this. Now, this is going to get a little techie. I'm going to try to dumb it down as much as I can because, well, it should be easy for me then, right? I'll try to make it easy as possible to understand this. I'm not going to get really technical on this. Okay, I need some water. Good. The title is Smart Oracles. A simple, powerful approach to smart contracts. You scroll down, it's by Stefan Thomas. Here we go again. And here's the mystery guy, Evan Schwartz. I know he works at Ripple. I think he still does. He's been there a long time. I'm thinking it's David Schwartz's brother. I don't know, but look at the reason I say it. And this guy's a ghost. Maybe he's one of the Satoshis. It's very possible. Is that you got David Schwartz and Evan Schwartz both working at Ripple, and they're both coders and they both got the same last names, but they're not related. Like, I don't know. The odds of that are just, I don't know. There's something with this. Anyhow, I'm going to move on. Smart oracles. So, under overview, smart oracles provide a simple, smart oracles about what this whole thing is. Okay. They provide a simple, flexible way to implement smart contracts, which encode business, logic, laws, and other agreed upon rules. Smart oracles build on the idea of oracles. Got it? So you've got oracles, like I said, and then on top of them, smart oracles. So here's how it goes. At the base layer, you have the dumb crypto. It doesn't know what to do. The smart contract tells it what to do. The oracle tells the smart contract. And finally, the smart oracle tells the oracle that tells the smart contract to tell the crypto. That's how all that works. Okay. Now, it mentions here codius, and it comes from the Latin meaning law. Now, codius, Ripple designed this. It's an implement. We introduce an implementation of smart oracles called codius. So now you're learning what no other channel has taught. Okay, and I've only done this show probably 4 times. Not a big deal over probably 2 years now. That's why people just they want the hype shows, and that's why I don't mind if you guys want to learn and shit, then I can do this shit. So this is the secret weapon that nobody knows about, okay, in the crypto world. That the smart oracle in Codius runs shit. Okay, it's like the fucking boss of bosses globally. Now it uses what's called Google's native client, and that's for code sandboxing. So Google, oh, they're mixed in with this too. Probably one of the people at Google is probably one of the Satoshis. But Google has a sandbox, and in there, there's trusted code, and that's what they part of what they built Codius on is Google's native clients. Okay, it's the codes in there that are trusted and everybody can use. But the cool part about these smart oracles is you don't like with Bitcoin you have to use that code, or with Ethereum you have to use that. With Codius, it's like a translator. It can speak every language. That's what makes it so fucking awesome. All right, you're not limited. So it gets into definitions. What's a smart contract? Talks about Oracle. Now I'm going to read this paragraph. It says smart Oracle or contract host. Smart oracles are explained in the section following the definitions, but we should note that we use the term smart oracle and contract host interchangeably. In this proposal, or in this Codius white paper, the people who invented it, the hosts that execute the contract code are the same as the oracles that in other systems might only set up to provide contracts running outside of their systems with information about the outside world. So again, what the smart oracle does is it takes stuff from the outside world, shovels it down to the oracle, which then tells the smart contract what to do, which then moves the crypto. That's how this works. I'm going to scroll down to the next section I wanted to discuss. It's the next section I'm at in bold. It says from oracles to smart oracles. I'll give you a section. I'll give you a couple of seconds to find that. It's dark bold and it says from oracles to smart oracles. Okay, the concept of smart contracts and oracles have existed for some time. Several earlier designs, including Bitcoin, have relied on executing the contracts within consensus networks, leading to the requirement that their execution be deterministic. In this paper, we aim to show that placing contract execution in the hands of smart oracles generalizes and simplifies the system significantly. Okay, That's why Ripple's so damn fast and efficient and it doesn't get hacked and this and that is because it has smart oracles. Just for what it's worth, the concept of smart contracts is widely attributed to Nick Szabo, who in the late 1990s argued da 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 da. So I'm not going to get into that. I'm scrolling down. I'm still in the section that reads from oracles to smart oracles. Okay, I'm in the paragraph where it says, unfortunately, cryptocurrency developers have found it challenging to design a system that encompasses both a powerful smart contracts language and a robust consensus system. Bitcoin scripts allow for simple logic to be encoded. Bitcoin scripts allow for simple logic to be encoded and executed on the Bitcoin network. However, encoding advanced logic and executing untrusted code have been proven more complicated to integrate. Okay. So this is where Codius comes in. See, Codius can encode advanced logic that Bitcoin can and these other cryptos cannot. I'll repeat. Codius has the ability to encode and understand advanced logic, and Codius can execute untrusted code because it has smart oracles to know if these guys. It'd be like, okay, if a guy, here's a great example. You're a 13-year-old child, you're walking down the street, a van pulls up, slides the door open, and there's a guy there with a puppy and some candy and says, hey, do you need a ride to 7-Eleven? Now, well, maybe not 12, maybe 8 years old. The point is, the smart oracle can take untrusted code, like the guy in the creeper in the van. Crypto Hulk, I think you probably picked a bad example for this one. I'm going to try to turn this around. So, but what Codius can do is that 8-year-old kid is super fucking smart, like a Crypto Hulk. And when the dude in the van pulls up, I pull out a 45 and point at his face, and they drive off. That's a smart oracle. So it's advanced logic, it's smarter, and it can uncode stuff and figure it out. So that's what smart oracles and Codius is all about. Bitcoin can't do that. Bitcoin is for simple little code and very few codes. It can only handle so many. Smart oracle, the Codius smart oracles can basically handle anything. Yeah, because it's smart. It knows what's bullshit and what's not. I know it's kind of a weird example, but I'm trying to break this down street. All right. Okay, smart oracles. Okay, now I'm under implementing smart oracles. It's in the dark heading. Implementing smart oracles. Smart oracle implementations could take many different forms. In the following sections, we outline some of the elements we see the most essential, namely the key components. Okay, I'm going to go down here. I remember where I wanted to go. I'm going to scroll down to virtual machines. So look where it's number one, and it's written all in dark, bold faced, virtual machines. I want you to see that there. Let me check my comment section. It's been a while and I'm jaw jacking. She-Hulk. Okay, here's that name again. Share. Shay. I think the R is silent. There might be a French name. They're trying to trick me. I'm going to say Shay Zaturo. Shay Zaturo. I don't know if I did it. Que pasa? Hey, good to see you again. All right, next, Matt, 59754. Well, I could get a Glint card to pay for my 80-year-old hooker. Uh-oh, whoops. I mean, the Glint card is totally played out like an 80-year-old hooker. That was a good one. There it is. Shazaturo, thanks for your donation to the channel. Best crypto maestro, no lie. Crypto Hodler 68. I met Lou the Hulk Frigno in Boston when I was 10. He was a liar too. When I was little, here's a little tidbit, and we'll get back to the study. And I think we're almost done with that. When I was little, my parents ran a health food business. They didn't look like nothing like me. I think they just ran it to make money. But one year in particular, my dad had Arnold Schwarzenegger. I went to the airport with my dad in the station wagon. I was in the back seat, and I saw this humongous dude get in the car, and I was like, "Fuck!" Well, I didn't cuss. My parents would stuff soap in my mouth when I cussed. I think I did it one time. My mom jammed a bar of soap in there, but that was a traumatic event. Never mind. Strike that from the record. Um, but I was looking at him like, "Fuck, this dude's huge." And he got out of the car. We got to the mall where my dad rented like a room in the mall. And I was watching this dude like, this is fucking amazing. You know, I think that's probably what got me into it. And then the following year, my dad had a guy named Mike Katz. He was a football player for the New York Jets who did some bodybuilding in 1975 or 4. He was a crowd favorite, likable guy because he was a football man. He was a fucking hero and shit. He was in the car, from what I remember. My dad liked him, said Mike Katz was friendly, but Arnold was arrogant. That's what my dad said. He didn't like Arnold. So, okay, now that I've gone off the subject, I'm going back to the article here. Okay, now, virtual machines. This is important. You ever heard of the Ethereum virtual machine? Remember last night we talked about IOTA using the Ethereum virtual machine. Crypto Hulk, break it down. What the F is a virtual machine? Virtual machines are environments that emulate or pretend to be separate, or when you emulate something you want to copy. So virtual machines are environments that emulate separate computers with a single physical machine. A server or computer can run multiple virtual machines, and each will have its own complete operating system. In most modern implementations, virtual machines security relies on a computer processor's virtual instruction set. Communication between the virtual machine and the outside world. See how this is similar to what a smart oracle does, but it's not as good. What we're talking about here is getting information from outside and putting it in to the token. Okay, so what the virtual machine does, it uses computers, a bunch of them working together to accomplish the same thing. It's very complicated. It's expensive. It's not as efficient, and it says virtual machine technology dates back to the 1960s. Hello, Ethereum. So that's why, like, I haven't bought Ethereum. I'm not messing with anything with Ethereum virtual machine. It goes back to the 60s in technology and is now widely used for sandboxing code. Most cloud computing providers use virtual machines to run multiple users' code per server. Okay. Virtual machines may be one of the more secure methods for sandboxing code, but the downside is that they are relatively costly in terms of computer resources. Since each instance contains a full operating system and the time and the energy to start one each time a contract is run, it's impractical for many contracts, okay? Nevertheless, hosts may choose to offer virtual machines as an option for high value contracts where the owners are willing to pay more for a safer execution environment. Whew, so that's what the Ethereum virtual machine does. Now I scroll down a little to where it shows Codius and Google Native Client. Okay, it's in the dark black type, Codius and Google Native Client. Google's Native Client. So, Crypto Hulk, what is Native Client and how does it have to do with Codius? I'm going to show you right now. Google's native client is a sandbox for running untrusted x86 code. So, okay, the low level commands used by most computer processors, native client was developed to run compiled binary code on the web as opposed to the HTML that's used to. Native client makes a number of improvements on top of software isolation to provide a constrained execution environment that protects users from potentially malicious code. Okay, so Google uses something, they didn't invent it, but they use something called native code, native client. I'm sorry. Google uses something called native client. It's in a sandbox and it's a bunch of codes that developers can use to do shit. Okay. What Codius did is they use the codes that are in Google's native client to put into Codius, where you have smart oracles telling the oracles, telling the smart contract, telling the crypto what to do. So that's what native client comes into this. Native client can be used to run any programming language and supports C, C plus, all that stuff. I don't really need to get into. I don't fucking know what it is. Out of my pay grade. Codius uses native client because it provides a unique combination of security, performance, and flexibility. It says native client is lighter weight than a virtual machine and provides a much smaller attack surface than an entire operating system managing containers. Virtual machines and containers may develop a better balance of performance and security in the future, but they do not meet our requirements at present. Oh, damn, got him, snap. So the Ethereum virtual machine ain't happening, okay? I'm going to scroll down, see if there's anything else. All this stuff here, like, ooh, God. Okay, now we're going down to the end. I want you to scroll all the way down to where it says acknowledgements. This portion is really interesting down here where it says acknowledgements. Let me know when you guys are at acknowledgements. Good stuff, Hulk, says Veronica. I need somebody to go to the bottom part where it says acknowledgements, because this part's pretty cool. I just want to read off something real quick so you can actually see it. Okay, Bright Films and Videos there. And Veronica is there. Okay, what I wanted you to see really quick under acknowledgments, I'm going to read this to you. So they're thanking people. So the paper was authored by Evan Schwartz, maybe David Schwartz's brother, and Stefan Thomas at Ripple Labs in San Francisco. Special thanks to David Schwartz for pointing out the concept of offline contracts. Now, what's important about that is this article was written in 2010. We just found out from David Schwartz that they came up with offline transactions on the XRP ledger, right? They just told us this like maybe a year ago, right? So that would be 2022. Guess what? 12 years ago, they already had this. That's what I'm telling you. They already have had all this stuff and they release it to us as they want. The offline, remember about a year ago, everybody posted on their show, oh, Ripple has offline contracts. Da, 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 da. And I think I probably did too. But what I didn't know is that David Schwartz, right here in 2010, points out the concept of offline contracts. Oh, shit. See, they already know all this stuff. They just pretend like, oh, we have smart contracts now for the XRP layer. I just got done reading. They know all about smart contracts and shit 2010, everybody. They just released like a year ago offline contracts, and like 2 months ago, smart contracts. They've already known this stuff, man. We just got done reading the Codius thing. I just showed you right there. You can't have a smart oracle if you don't have a smart contract. See what I'm talking about? This whole Codius thing, they knew about smart contracts 10, 12 years ago. They already got it done. Ripple was offline. Ripple could have offline transactions 12 years ago. It's right here. They just told us. David Schwartz just told us. I'm ready to have a mind fuck right now. Lastly, check out who they thank. We thank the Ethereum team for giving smart contracts a platform and introducing thousands of new people to the concept. Did they work together? I mean, it makes you kind of wonder, like, was there really this conflict with Ethereum? Oh, we hate them and you hate us, and or were they actually working together? I'm just showing you that. That's the last part of this program. Makes you wonder, what else? See, that's why I always told you. I always, people are like, Crypto Hulk, what are we gonna do with this? Crypto Hulk, what are we gonna do with that? Da-da. My answer: Ripple will provide whatever we need when they feel the time is ready. Haven't I always said that? Veronica, the moderator, she knows. I've been saying this shit for like 3 years. Okay. Release 2. Um, good shit, Hulk. This kind of stuff builds my confidence. All these connections. Yeah, really good stuff. Um, I think I think that's a wrap. All right, I'm done. I've done enough of this for today. I'll see you tomorrow. I'm pretty sure I can come up with news for tomorrow, but we'll see. But anyhow, usually if I make shows, it'll be about 6:30 to 7 p.m. is when I usually start, somewhere in there. So there you have it. I gotta go. See ya.